Is your life exciting? Is your life fun? Is your life something that others look to and say, hey, that person really knows how to live and have a good time? I'm Dr. Leif Smith. Today I want to talk about secret number one that I've learned about how to be happy on a daily basis and have an exhilarating, interesting, fun life. How to be happy. That's the secret that I'm trying to talk about today, because it seems to elude most people. Most people I meet are not happy. They don't like their life. They live a life of quiet resignation, as Thoreau said. And they just go about their day doing the same thing over and over again, but they're not happy. So I'm here to talk about 3 secrets. And in this video specifically, I just want to talk about one secret. And let's get to that secret, because I think it's a very important one on how to be happier. Okay, if you want to be happier, you need to invest in self-education. What does that mean? What is self-education? Does that mean going to school? Not necessarily. What I mean is you need to invest in yourself to the point that you have an interesting life. You need to invest in the idea of always learning something new about yourself, about the world, about a topic. So I've even written down a list here of things that you can do to be more educated. How many podcasts do you listen to? How many podcasts do you follow? That's another way to educate yourself. How about documentaries? How about Netflix documentaries, Hulu documentaries, the History Channel documentaries? Do you have shows that you watch that you learn things about the world? You learn things about yourself, about the human body, about new places to travel and visit. If not, you should look into this. How about forums? Are you a part of any forums online in any topic that interests you? If not, I recommend you should be doing that. How many interesting people on YouTube do you subscribe to? And hopefully you're subscribing to me because you think this is interesting too. If not, let me know. I'll work on it and I will get better so that you actually will subscribe next time. But how many fascinating people or topics do you follow on YouTube? I've seen so many fascinating videos. And there's so many people out there producing so much good content. I don't know why you wouldn't want to partake in some of that. After all, YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google. Think about that. People go to YouTube to learn things. How about fascinating people? Are there a lot of fascinating people in your life? I've met so many fascinating people, not only in my work, but in my personal life. Hanging out with people that are experts in areas that I know nothing about, whether it's cars, whether it's car engines, whether it's airplanes, whether it's martial arts, whether it's money management, anything. Building businesses, billion-dollar businesses. These people are fascinating. And when I come across people like that, I want to know more. I want to learn from them. I want to ask questions and listen. I want to see how they do things. I want to learn from them. So fascinating people should be a part of your self-education. Books. You're talking to a bibliophile here. This guy loves to read. Do you love to read? A lot of times I talk to people and I ask them, do you like to read? And they say, well, magazines and such. I'm talking about books and things like that. If you don't really like to read, or if you have a reading disability, or if you have dyslexia, I get it. But how about audible books, audiobooks? You can listen to books while actually driving to work, which is what I do. So I'm always listening to an audiobook and reading a book or two at the same time. And they're usually different topics, from history to biography to business or whatever. But books are such an important part of self-education. I love the fact that somebody can become a topic expert, or they can live their life in a way that's fascinating, and then they can, at the end of their life, write down and compile and distill all their knowledge into one book, which I can read in whatever amount of time. So books should be a very important part of your self-education. And another one here, Travel. How much do you travel? And I'm not talking about, jet setting to Paris. You don't need to be doing that on a daily or a weekly basis. But just getting outside your normal comfort zone and traveling and visiting places. I'm sure there are plenty of places within a one-day drive that you could visit that would be fascinating and that would teach you and that would be exhilarating for you. What about classes? Are you taking any classes? There are free classes online that you could be taking. There are cheap classes at your local community college that you can take. There are online classes and courses that you can be taking to improve the quality of your life, whether it's yoga classes, whether it's physical fitness classes, whether it's nutrition classes, or whether it's money management classes or marketing classes, or just classes on a topic like psychology or something like that. Very important, adding classes to your self-education. And the last two here, experiences. I want you to seek out experiences that improve you, that change you, that affect you as a person. That could be experiences that affect you in a profound way, such as visiting a concentration camp, for example. I know that's deep, but that's something that's on my list soon to do. When I go to Europe next year, I'm going to visit concentration camps, and I'm going to let it affect me. I'm going to let it sink in. I'm going to learn from it. How many of those experiences do you have in your life? If not, I want you to start including them as part of your self-education. And the last way I believe you can self-educate and you can make your life much more interesting and thus be happier is to have hobbies. Do you have hobbies? A lot of people I meet don't have hobbies. I was just talking to one of my clients the other day, and I've worked with him for almost 20 years. And he said, you know what, Leif, I didn't even know you had this hobby. And we were talking about my hobby of collecting vintage baseball cards. I love to collect vintage baseball cards. Of course, it reminds me of when I was young, but it's just fun to collect classic cards and get them at a good cost and sort through them, organize them, and just have a good time and relax. So I like to do that. I've become an expert on vintage baseball cards. And so I do that for fun in my spare time. And is it good for me? Yes. Does it make me a better person? Yes. Does it reduce my blood pressure? Yeah. It makes me happy. Does it make someone else happy? Maybe not. But the whole point of the hobby is that it makes me happy. I also do martial arts. That's my therapy. So every day when I go into the gym and I get my butt kicked and I get strangled and I get folded over in my jiu-jitsu class, I love it. It makes me feel good. And it's good to connect with the people in the gym, and we're all on the same page, and we're all sweating, being healthy, working out, and learning how to defend ourselves. We're becoming dangerous people. That is therapeutic to me. Those are two of my hobbies. What hobbies do you have? If you don't have hobbies, I highly recommend that you come up with some hobbies because they add a lot of quality to your life and they will make it much more interesting. Thank you for watching part 1. And I hope you watch part 2 and part 3 on secrets to happiness.